Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 34th District Democrats June membership meeting and our endorsement meeting before the primary in August. I'm Graham Murphy, Chair of the 34th, and I'm officially calling our June 2024 meeting to order at 6:33 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to pull up our deck here, so just bear with me. All right. So on the screen is our proposed agenda for our meeting this evening. This was previously sent to PCOs and members. This agenda has been amended since sending it to PCOs and members to include an update and announcement from the coordinated committee and a vote to appoint Maren Costa as co-chair of the EELU caucus. Is there any discussion on the agenda? May I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion to adopt, Ann Martin.
Is
Seconded.
there?
Second, Bunny.
Thank you. Are there any objections to the adoption of the agenda? Any objections? All right, hearing no objections, the motion passes by unanimous consent and the agenda is adopted. Here you can see our meeting minutes from our May membership meeting. These minutes were also previously provided to PCOs and members. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Any corrections? All right, may I have a motion, please, to adopt the minutes as presented?
Motion to adopt, Ann Martin.
Second, Rachel.
Second.
All right. Are there any objections to the adoption of the minutes from the May 8th meeting? All right, hearing no objections, the motion passes by unanimous consent and the minutes are adopted. Now pleased to share our May financial report. I'm going to turn things over to our treasurer, Julie Whitaker, to share the details. Julie?
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm actually here. It wasn't easy given having to get a new computer and get everything connected, but it's working down to the very last second. So our beginning balance was $20,256.03. Our income was $7,437.66. 5,587 of that was from our fundraiser. Our expenses were $3,066.74. Our ending balance is $24,626.95. That's a gain of $4,370.92. Well done, everyone. Anyone have questions?
Thank you, Julie. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Happy to move forward with our opening ceremonies. Before we do our land acknowledgement, Julie just mentioned the fundraiser, and I just want to share for those of you who were unable to be there, it was a tremendous success. We exceeded our goals, and we'll have more money in our coffers. You'll see in our June financial report. So thank you for everyone who made it super successful. Thanks again to our committee and everyone that put together a great event, and including our silent auction, which brought in some really great items for folks and added to our contributions. So wonderful event. And coming up next weekend is the Washington State Democratic Convention. So looking forward to seeing everyone in our delegation there. It'll be a great weekend of activities. I'm now going to turn things over to Rachel Glass to share our land acknowledgement. Rachel.
Thanks, Graham. On behalf of the 34th LD Democrats, I acknowledge the land on which we stand today as the traditional home of the Coast Salish and Duwamish people, the traditional home of all tribes and bands within the Suquamish, Tulalip, Snoqualmie, Puyallup, and Muckleshoot nations. Without them, we would not have access to this gathering or to this dialogue. I ask that we take this opportunity to thank the original caretakers of this land on which we live and work, who are still here. And as part of the 34th Dems commitment to walking the walk, of taking action that goes beyond simply a verbal land acknowledgement, we are offering ways that you can take action with us by donating to organizations that benefit Indigenous communities in our district and across our country. And the organization that I am highlighting tonight is the Northwest Indian Bar Association. You can see the organization's link. That should be right there on the slide. But Carla, if you could also put that into the chat so that it can stay up through the whole meeting, that would be wonderful. Please consider your one-time or monthly donation to this Indigenous-led organization as a way to solidify your commitment to the advocacy of our Indigenous neighbors and to deepen the significance of our land acknowledgement. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. I'd now like to recognize our VIPs who are in attendance, otherwise known as our elected officials who are voted on by 34th LD members. So I'm going to call on those that I see in the chat. So again, I will recognize those elected officials that jurisdiction overlaps with 34th LD. First one is State Superintendent Chris Reichtel. Chris, if you have any policy updates you'd like to share. I don't know if he's muted or.
I am here. Sorry about that. Good to see you all. A couple things coming up here. Budget season. So stay tuned for a budget request that will try to lift up about $1 billion more for schools. Seattle, for example, would close about $50 or $60 million of their gap. That's over a 2-year period. Stay tuned also for some guidance we're going to give districts by this fall on this whole concept of digital and media literacy. Our kids are overwhelmed right now, and we're going to need to go into next fall ready to go. So just a couple little things there. Appreciate your consideration for tonight's endorsement, and good to see you all again. And keep riding the blue wave. Glad it was a successful fundraiser.
Thank you, Chris. I'm just scrolling through, and I don't think any other elected officials that are in the 34th have joined us yet. Okay. I know a few had registered, but I don't know if they've hopped on. So I'm gonna move us to our PCO appointments. So we have a number of PCO appointments this evening. Thanks again, I can't say this enough, to our PCO committee who has recruited these PCOs, many of whom, if not all of them, will also filed to be elected, and they're asking to be appointed early before their term officially starts. So I have the honor of so I'm going to call on each of these folks, assuming they're here. Let me see. First is, yeah, Pamela, you're here. I'm going to ask each of you, when I call on you, just unmute and share why you want to be a PCO. Just a few words about yourself and why you're interested in being a PCO. So Pamela Cortez.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here and excited to be a PCO. I really wanted to continue to be part of the community and really talk more with my neighbors, which we have a tight-knit community, but be more engaged and also hear from others across this district as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. And it looks like we also have Tyler Dahl with us tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be a PCO because it seems like a way to fulfill a role of an important civic duty of serving your community And I think that being involved in ensuring that we have the best possible candidates running for our government is exciting and important as well. So yeah, I'm excited to be a part of this.
Thank you, Tyler. Glad to have you here. Next we have Mags Alex, and please let me know if I've said your name incorrectly.
You said it correctly.
Okay.
And I am excited. I enjoy talking with voters and thought this would be a great opportunity to talk with voters locally. Usually I speak with folks in swing states, but realize the absolute importance of local government. So I'm excited to participate.
Thank you. And next we have Don Brubeck.
I'm pleased to be here and thankful for the appointment. I live in Elki and I'm interested in this because I like to get to know my neighbors more and get people to vote and feel like they're participating in democracy at the local and state level, especially.
Thank you, Don. Dale Phelps. Dale, I don't know if your microphone is connected. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Maybe we'll come back and see if we can get that working. Okay, next we have Carl DeVault.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm excited to be part of bringing the neighborhood together to get everybody turned out for this upcoming election, which is super important. So that's why I volunteered to be a PCO.
Thank you. I don't see Soph Davenberry here, but let me know if I've missed you. All right, we have I don't see Bryce either yet, so okay. Let me see, is Julia here?
Yes, thank you. Hi, Julia Kearns Welch. I do a lot of advocacy work in my day job in the arts and really eager to do this in my neighborhood with a lot of people I already talked to and knock on some doors of folks I haven't met yet. So excited to be here for White Center.
Thank you. Thank you for doing, we need people in White Center, so I appreciate that. All right, next we have, let's see, is Jennifer on? Yeah, I don't think I see Jennifer.
Hi.
Oh, okay. You already unmuted. You beat me to it. Okay, great.
Yes. Hi, everyone. So I was born and raised in this area and I'm a lifelong Democrat. And this is really my first time deciding to participate just because of the current political climate. I just think it's time to get out there and get everybody registered and voting and make a big blue wave this fall, hopefully.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I don't think we have Erica with us tonight. So, all right, what I'm going to do next for those of you that have joined us and just spoke, thank you all for sharing why you want to be a PCO, why this is important to you. I'm going to read the oath. You don't have to repeat after me. You just have to say you agree at the end of this. So I am willing to serve as an appointed Democratic Precinct Committee officer until December 1st, 2024. I recognize that it is my responsibility to know the boundaries of my precinct and be familiar with its residents and registered voters. I understand that my duties also include providing voters with campaign materials for endorsed candidates prior to each primary and general election, get out the vote activities, new voter registration. All right. So first, I need you all to unmute and just say you agree with that.
Agree.
Agreed.
Agree.
I agree.
Okay. And then now you just need to answer yes to this question. Are you a Democrat?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to I'm making a motion that we appoint all of these folks as PCOs for the 34th District Democrats. Is there a second?
Second that motion. So moved. Tarek Yosef.
Oh, Who was that? I think it was, I heard Chris Porter. Okay. So this is a PCO only vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say no. All right, well, congratulations. Thank you all. We look forward to, well, after tonight, we'll have endorsed candidates. We will get you literature. You'll be able to knock on doors and make sure that we get good Democrats elected. So thank you so much. And you can now also vote in our endorsement now that you've officially been appointed. So you have the right to vote this evening. I'm also pleased to share the appointment of Maren Costa as co-chair of our EELU caucus, which requires a voice vote to approve. Our current chair, Randy Litzenberger, is supportive of this appointment, and we're glad to have. I'm happy for this as well, and I'm going to ask for a motion.
I move it. That's
Gail
Ann.
Summers, second.
Just a second.
Graham, could you just remind everyone what EELU is?
I wish I could.
Energy, environment, and land use.
Thank you.
Oh, close.
I was hoping no one would ask. Okay, so
And who's the person where is being
Maren. So sorry.
Maren Costa?
Yes. Who was the second?
Gail Summers.
All right.
Who?
So,
I'm sorry.
now Ann Simmons, I think.
No,
Gail
Gail
Summers.
Summers.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the first name.
Gail, Gayle.
Okay. Motion's now on the table. All those in favor, this is a PCO and member vote. All those in favor that are eligible, say aye.
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 All
Aye.
those opposed
Aye.
say no. All right. Thank you. All right, so that was a great test of our voting, but we're going to be voting with ballots for moving forward with our endorsements. So I'm going to go over some aspects of our endorsement process just to give everyone, since I know that this may be a new process for everyone and you're probably not all versed in the bylaws. So first, only precinct, well, first, let me back up. I think we can all handle this civilly, but I just want to remind folks that we do have a code of conduct. And the most important thing as part of this process is that we treat each other with dignity and respect, that we use welcoming and inclusive language, and let's assume good intent of our speakers. This is, if you are recognized to speak, I would just encourage you to keep this in mind and practice some responsibility for yourself if you feel yourself getting heated, let's say. Additionally, this is an all volunteer operation, so we are relying on technology to be effective and work for us. If it does, it's much quicker to do this via Zoom like we are as opposed to in person. And this allows for more folks to participate as well. But this is no small undertaking. I do want to thank everyone tonight who's operating behind the scenes, including Carla Rogers, who's handling our technology, Hannah Cameron, who is, we could not do this without her. She's managing the vote counts and ensuring that everyone that is eligible is voting. Jordan Crowley, who's also supporting the vote counting. And Ann Martin, who is going to help me make sure that whoever is speaking is eligible to do so, and is also helping with some of the camera work and putting people in the spotlight for this meeting. I also want to thank our endorsement committee, which is chaired by Ann, and those of the committee who helped ensure this process is set up and organized appropriately. That includes Bunny Hatcher, who also works diligently on the King County endorsement committee, and Ted Barker and Hannah Cameron as well. Okay, so here are the details of how the process works. So only PCOs and eligible voting members can speak, make and second motions, and vote. And we have validated our membership list. And our tally committee is going to be matching names from Zoom to the list. If you've used a variation of your name, they will figure that out and your vote will be counted. But we pull the list from what you signed up using when you made a contribution or became a PCO. So we're gonna have a board block, which is done a bit differently. But when we get to the, let's say, more contested endorsements, I'm gonna open the floor for motions. Only eligible voters, that includes the PCOs and members, can make motions and second them. And some candidates have already informed me who they want to make a motion and second for them, so I will call on those folks. If a candidate has not done that, you can make a motion for someone and you'll be recognized in the order in which you've raised your hand, and Anne again will verify that you are eligible to make a motion and second it. When you make a motion, you just have to follow this template. I move the endorsement of Jane Doe for dog catcher. So I'm going to take all motions for the same positions for eligible candidates, and eligible candidates are those who have declared that they're a Democrat and submitted the King County Democrats questionnaire. That's our qualification. I'll call for motions a couple times. Once there's no more motions being made for eligible candidates, we'll move on. I'll then ask for speeches for the motions in order which they were made. And then, oh geez, sorry, I keep clicking the mouse. Don't mean to do that. Then whoever made a motion will be recognized for 2 minutes to speak to their motion. The first person who made a motion can yield their time to any other eligible voter or can yield their time to the candidate. Only the person making the motion can yield their time to the candidate. You have a full 2 minutes, that's it though. So if you speak for 1 minute, 30 seconds and then yield your time to the candidate, they'll only have 30 seconds left in order to make their speech. Once the person who made the motion makes a speech, I'll then see if there's anyone that wants to make a motion against or wants to make a speech against the motion for the particular candidate. This is not an opportunity to talk about why you want another candidate. It has to be why you don't want the particular candidate for whom the motion is being considered. So if it's Jane Doe, you can't say, well, I don't like Jane Doe, but I like Joe for dog catcher. You got to stick to why you don't want Jane Doe. And then if there is a speech against the person who seconded the motion, will be offered an opportunity to speak for 2 minutes, or they can yield their time to another eligible voter. They cannot yield their time to the candidate. So we'll hear up to 2 speeches for and 2 speeches against each candidate. And then all speeches are completed and we will vote. So in order for a candidate to receive a sole endorsement, they must get 60% on the first ballot. If there's only one candidate and no one gets 6, there's either a winner or there's no endorsement. If there's only 2 candidates, there's either a winner on the first ballot or no endorsement. And we will go to a second ballot where the top 2 candidates will be voted on and no endorsement is taken off. And sorry, this is a bit incorrect. Let me just, so this should say, if 2 candidates, okay, sorry, forgot that we had altered our bylaws a little bit here. So if there are 2 candidates and no winner, then we go to the second ballot and that includes top 2 vote getters from the first ballot. And no endorsement is no longer an option. And then if still on a second ballot, no one makes it, we will consider a dual endorsement, although someone needs to make a motion for it. And then we go through the process of speeches for and against again. Okay. I know it's a lot to take in. It'll make sense as we start doing it. If you want to make a motion, you can raise your hand. You can use the raise Zoom hand feature. And again, like I shared, a candidate may have suggested that a certain person is going to make a motion second for them, and I will call on them. I'll prioritize them. Again, speeches are 2 minutes for and against. Each vote, once we open up the ballot, will be for 2 minutes. It's your responsibility to vote during that time. We also have an alternate number. So if you are unable to vote using the Zoom ballot, sometimes folks join on one Zoom account. You can text your vote to 206-290-4076. That's 206-290-4076. If you are texting your vote and you're choosing not to use a Zoom ballot for whatever reason, you need to include your first and last name with your text. Otherwise, we won't be able to count it. And please do not vote on Zoom and then text your vote. I don't know why you would do that, but if you do it, it's going to mess things up and take longer for us to count votes. All right. So first up, we have our board block to consider. We will then vote on an endorsement for Washington Attorney General, then Commissioner of Public Lands, and lastly, Seattle City Council Position 8. I'm gonna now recognize Ann Martin to present our board block. I'll then ask if there's any objection to the board block or any candidate in the board block, and then Ann will make a motion, and we will get a second and go to a vote. So Ann, can you please present our board block?
Yes, excuse me. My voice seems to have left me. The board, as well as the committee, has recommended the following positions be voted on as a block: Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck, Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs, Superintendent of Public Instruction Chris Reichdahl, Washington Supreme Court Justice Position 2 Sal Mangia, King County Superior Court Position 23 Nicole Hecklinger, and King County Superior Court Position 41 Paul Crisali.
So these were all
motion now.
recommend. Well, let me just check. Are there any objections to any of the candidates in the board block? Any objection? Okay, hearing no objection. Yes, you can make a motion.
I will move the block, and when I get a second, I will speak
Chris
briefly.
Porter, second.
Thank you. These candidates are Democrats or judges who do not declare an affiliation, but they reflect our values, or they have no viable Democratic competition. So in order to be efficient and in order to highlight these individuals, the committee and the board recommended that they be approved as a block for endorsement.
All right, we will now open up the ballot. I will put on the timer. If I can get.
Graham, do you need to ask for speeches against?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Then let me just take down the. Are there any speeches against the? Sorry, any speeches? Yes, any speeches against the board block? Any speeches against the board block? Okay, hearing no speeches against the speeches are closed. We will now go to the ballot. Thank you. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. Well, okay, so you should be able to vote now. This requires a simple majority to pass. Again, you can only vote if you're an eligible member in PCO. Please don't vote if you're not. It's going to confuse things.
Graham, are we waiting for a ballot to appear?
Yes, you should see one on the screen. I see
I
that
already saw one.
61 folks have voted already.
I don't have one.
Okay, let me then pull up the slides again. So if you can't vote via the ballot, text to that number. You should see it 206-290-4076 and send in your name.
And it's in the chat as well.
Okay, great.
Graham, you want to share the slide with all the block
Yep.
candidates? Just to be helpful.
And can you still see the timer? Okay.
Yes. Got about 30 seconds left. If you have not voted, please vote. Five seconds.
All right. I think that's time. So we will get those results. Once I get a notification, I'll let folks know, but we can move on to the next position, which is Washington Attorney General. I'm going to take down the deck just so we can actually see folks that want to make motions and speaks. So I'm going to recognize, so there's only 2 eligible candidates, and both of them have already indicated who they want to make motions and seconds. So the chair recognizes James Williams.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, and to all of our friends and neighbors for the 34th. This is James Williams, and I move to endorse Nick Brown as the next Attorney General for the state of Washington.
And the chair recognizes Hannah Cameron.
Hi, my name is Hannah Cameron, and I second Nick Brown for Washington State Attorney General.
So we have a motion on the floor for Nick Brown for Washington State Attorney General. The chair now recognizes Bunny Hatcher.
My name is Bunny Hatcher, and I am asking the 34th to endorse Manka Dhingra for the position of Attorney General. I make a motion that the 34th Legislative District Democrats endorse Manka Dhingra for the position of Attorney General.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes Roxanne Thayer.
I second that motion.
So we now have a motion on the floor for Manka Dhingra for Washington State Attorney General. I'm going to now ask, so James Williams, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to speak in favor of your motion. And again, you can either yield all or part of your time to the candidate or another eligible voter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There are 3 reasons why we need to endorse Nick Brown. First and foremost, Nick is our neighbor. He lives on Webster Street. He is one of us in our neighborhood. He's here with his family, and he deserves our confidence as our neighbor. Second, he is our patriot. Nick Brown served his country in Iraq in a war zone, and that makes him a bona fide veteran of the foreign war. And third, he is uniquely qualified for this job because he's already served in a statewide capacity as general counsel for the governor, who's endorsed him, by the way, and he's already served the people in the Western District of Washington, which is the Cascades to the sea, as the United States Attorney, which is the principal law enforcement person for the federal government. I yield the rest of my time to Nick.
Thank you, James, and thank you. It's great to be here and see everyone. As James said, I'm proud to be a member of the 34th and be honored to have the endorsement from this body. I think my broad legal experience in the criminal sense and in the civil field and leading on law and policy for Governor Inslee makes me uniquely qualified for this job. I've been unafraid to take on bold challenges, including leading the governor's effort to end the death penalty in Washington. And I'm excited about taking on the fight as the next Attorney General for the people of the state of Washington to protect our democracy, to protect our liberties, including our rights to have abortion if you need it, and fighting to defend against all of the challenges that we're going to face in the coming years. Having led as U.S. Attorney, I know what it's like to lead. I'm excited about this job, and I would be really honored to have your support. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anyone like to rise to speak against this motion? Anyone like to rise to speak against this motion? All right. If there are no speeches against, then the speeches for this particular motion are closed. The chair now recognizes Bunny Hatcher to speak to her motion.
Yes, I represent the 34th, as you mentioned, on the King County Democratic Central Committee's endorsement committee. And at our May 17th endorsement meeting, we joined several other counties, numerous LDs, and scores of elected officials in endorsing Mankadingra for the position of Attorney General. Her decades in the offices of the King County Prosecutor, the State Attorney General's office, and the State Senate have shown her successful efforts to protect our voting rights, worker safety, the environment, access to reproductive and gender affirming care. She has proven her leadership in both the areas of public safety and police accountability. She's delivered real change that has affected people's lives. And I'll let her tell you the rest as I seal the rest of my time to the candidate.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I have spent my entire career fighting for the people of Washington in the courtroom and in the state Senate, standing up for survivors of violence, immigrants, women, LGBTQI individuals. As a King County prosecutor, I protected survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and trafficking. I prosecuted gun crimes, hate crimes, and created the first in the nation therapeutic alternative unit and help train law enforcement in crisis intervention. I'm running for Attorney General to protect the people of Washington, no matter what you look like, how you identify, or where you come from. We know that our next Attorney General has to be both a good litigator and a proven fighter. You don't have to take a leap of faith or guess how I will show up to do the work, because I have been doing this work over and over again in a leadership capacity. I am honored to have the sole endorsement of the King County Democrats, One America, King County Young Dems, UW Young Dems, Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, and Teresa Mosqueda. And if and when elected, I will be the first and only immigrant Attorney General. And as the anti-immigrant rhetoric increases all across our country, it is critical to have this voice. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Is there any speech against this motion? Anyone like to speak against this motion? All right. Since there are no speeches against, we're going to move to the ballot. So there are two candidates on the ballot. I will start the timer and I will put up on the screen the slide. So at the bottom there, you can see the phone number if you need to vote for an alternative. Now, remember, a candidate requires 60% of the vote to receive a sole endorsement, or else we will go to a second ballot and remove no endorsement as an option. So far, 59 folks have voted. About 30 seconds left. And 5 seconds if you haven't voted yet. All right. So it's going to take a bit to calculate these results. If no candidate receives 60% of eligible votes, or if no endorsement does either, we will again move to a second ballot. We will remove no endorsement. It'll just be the two candidates. If neither of them still get 60%, we will move to a someone can make a motion for a dual endorsement. All right, so I am now oh, I should have done this last time, but we're just gonna move to, since there's gonna be a lot of waiting, we're gonna move to Commissioner of Public Lands. So none of the candidates in this particular race have indicated to me that they have anyone that's going to make a motion endorsement. So motion.
I sent you a message, Graham.
What'd you say?
This is Dave. I sent you a message in chat.
Oh, I can't see the chat, but
My bad.
Okay. Is there, well, if you have someone lined up, they should go ahead and raise their hand or speak. Okay.
I did raise, oh, I'm sorry. I thought I raised my hand. Sorry.
Okay. So I know that Chris and both Chris's are members. So the chair, well, actually, yeah, the chair recognizes Chris Lampkin for a motion.
I move the endorsement of Dave Upthegrove for Commissioner of Public Lands.
All right. And Chris Porter, are you making a second?
I'll second it, yes.
Okay.
Who made the motion?
It was Chris Lampkin. All right. Are there any other motions? Any other motions? Okay. I did not see any other motions. So there's only one candidate then that's being considered. So the chair now recognizes Chris Lampkin. Let me take down the slides here. For 2 minutes to speak or yield to the candidate.
I could certainly speak for longer than 2 minutes, but I'm going to hand my time over to someone I get to call Dave because we're not at work right now.
Thanks. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dave Upthegrove, son of Burien, candidate for State Lands Commissioner, and I'm so proud that the environmental community is united around our campaign. I have the sole endorsements of Washington Conservation Action and the Sierra Club, and both have announced massive voter mobilization efforts on our behalf. Every Democratic Party organization in the state so far, 36 of them, have backed the environmental community and endorsed this campaign. I'm proud to have the sole endorsement of Fuse Washington, our state's largest progressive organization. And they wrote, and I quote, "Dave is the clear progressive and environmental champion in this race," end quote. I'm the only leading candidate not accepting contributions from the timber industry, their corporate executives and lobbyists. I'm the only candidate who will end the destruction of our mature legacy forests and do it in a way that protects funding for schools. And I bring a lifetime of relevant experience, a deep commitment to environmental justice, racial equity, and tribal sovereignty. And I'll break a little glass ceiling as the first out LGBT statewide executive office holder in the history of our state. But with 5 Democrats and 2 Republicans in this race, we are at serious risk of 2 Republicans advancing if we don't continue to consolidate behind the environmental community. We cannot have Jamie Herrera Butler in statewide office. I think that's why progressive leaders like Pramila Jayapal, Gurmai Zahalai, Teresa Mosqueda, Hamdi Mohammed, Majority Leader Joe Fitzgibbon, and so many others are supporting this campaign. And so this evening, I invite the 34th District Democrats to join the environmental community, other Democratic organizations, and Democratic leaders in supporting this campaign to protect our public lands, ensure a Democrat advances, and to defeat Republican Jamie Herrera Butler. And my thoughts tonight are with Annie Phillips and her advocacy.
Thank you. So this ballot, and we have to do some editing of the ballot. This
I'm
will
ready,
be,
Graham.
okay, so this will be one candidate and no endorsement as an option. So there are two options. And
Don't forget, you have speakers against the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm a little jet lagged, so I'm going to forget things tonight. Okay. Is there a speaker against the motion? Kelsey, are you rising to speak against the motion?
Yes, I am.
Okay. The chair recognizes you for 2 minutes.
Thank you. And I say this as a resident of Burien and someone who's currently living under the council that Dave Upthegrove used his influence to put in place. Dave's brand of democratic politics are not inclusive. They don't embrace democratic values of bringing everyone along. And he's traded his power and influence to get us a conservative city council in Burien out of personal animus against progressives. I understand we are likely going to endorse Dave Upthegrove, and I truly do not want to see a Republican take this position. But if Dave gets our endorsement, I want him to earn it and to make sure that he is bringing a inclusive and forward-looking party that invites new members and brings people along. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Kelsey. All right, the chair now recognizes Chris Porter, who seconded the motion, to speak for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. I've known Dave Upthegrove for over 15 years, and everything that I just heard is counter to the hands-on, community-led, up and close personal relationship and political relationship I've had with Dave Upthegrove from the time that we met in 2008 as he began his career in politics. He talked about having voices at the table that hadn't been there. And certainly as an LGBTQ person and advocate, that was a first. When we needed to raise the, I'll say the levy, but that's not really the name for it, for King Conservation District, he was there in support of that, really championing how important conservation and environmental services were across the county for everyone to have and for the next generation. We've seen his work in terms of bringing people together, not only in the state legislature when he was there in passing a number of needed bills, but also the county level. Again, that key environmental work of changing the drainage system for the county, protecting riparians and other famine. All of this hardcore work is the work we would expect someone who is wanting to take that next step and be a commissioner of public lands to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to enjoy those public lands, not only currently for the next generation. I can't think of a more inclusive person to be that we should endorse than Dave. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. All right. Are there any others? Is there another speech against? So we can have one more speech against. Anyone want to rise to speak against the motion? Any other speeches? Okay, so we will consider the speeches now closed. And we're going to move to a vote. We have 2 minutes on the clock for this vote. I'll start the timer. And as a reminder, I will share the slide. So 206-290-4076. The candidate needs to get 60% of the vote in order to be endorsed. I also want to recognize Jordan, who says we have a result to share at this point. Jordan.
Yes, we have a final vote tally for the block vote. We had 68 people vote, 67 for the block, 1 against. So the block has been endorsed with 98.53% of the vote.
Great. Thank you. Well, congratulations to all of the candidates who are in the block. And you will be recognized as our endorsed candidates. All right, so about a minute left. I also want to recognize, while we're wrapping up this vote, our coordinated campaign representative who has some details to share about the coordinated campaign. So Nathan, if you're on, feel free to unmute.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction, Graham. I'm going to keep this short because I've already spoken to your legislative district for a long time, about a month ago. So I'm here to say that we are ramping up our campaign. We are starting phone banks this week, not canvassing on Saturdays. I just sent a link with all of my links to Carla, which hopefully she can put in the group chat. This is such a good way to get involved and boost voter turnout for all of our Democratic candidates. This governor's race is going to be extremely close, and we are approaching this like we are 10 points down. This is not like there's too many precincts in the King County for me and the organizers to knock them ourselves. We really need people like you to be signing up for our events and getting involved. We're phone banking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. We're having canvas launches every single Saturday from now until Election Day. We're having trainings where we're training PCOs and other folks that want to canvass their own neighborhood at their own pace, on their own schedule. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for people to do the work of talking to voters, talking to Democrats. There's so many voters out there that are not going to vote unless people like us, people who care, people who are politically aware, if we don't talk to them, they're not going to vote. Just point blank. So yeah, like I said, Carla, if you could please share my sign up links in the group chat. Again, my name is Nathan. I'm working with the Washington State Democrats, and this is a people-powered campaign. Like we can't do this alone. We need grassroots support. That's where everybody in this room cares about this. Like I know you wouldn't be here unless you cared about this, right? So thank you for signing up. Thank you for being a part of our people-powered campaign to elect Democrats at every single level. And yeah, let's see, next week we're getting an organizer. His name is Matthew. He's from Minnesota. He's going to be an incredible organizer that's going to be working with all of you. I want to give him a warm welcome, right? Like there's a West Seattle canvas launch on June 29th. Please sign up. It's going to be so great if we can just give Matthew a warm welcome and show him that, you know, this is a legislative district that is ready to get to work and talk to voters and get them aware of this election. So thank you, Graham, for letting me speak briefly. I know you have a super important meeting with the endorsements and with all of these wonderful candidates on this call. So I yield my time back to you, Graham, and thank you again to all of your members, all of the members of LD34 for signing up for these direct voter contact events. It's so crucial for us to win.
Thank you, Nathan. Thanks for keep showing up for us, and hopefully we'll see you, yeah, at the end of the month. With Matthew, is that what you said his name?
Yeah, Matthew. Yep.
All right. So we have our last position to consider, and two candidates sent in folks that they want to make a motion for. So I'm going to recognize them first, and then see if there are any other motions, and I'll let you know if we have any results to share in the near future. But the chair now recognizes Carla Rogers for a motion.
Let me get myself unmuted here. Thanks, Graham. I motion the endorsement of Alexis Mercedes Rank for position 8, Seattle City Council.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes Jordan Crowley for a second.
Jordan Crowley, I second that motion.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes Jules Williams for a motion.
I motion to endorse Tanya Wu for position, Seattle City Council position 8.
Thank you, Jules. The chair now recognizes David Toledo for a second. David, are you there? You may be muted.
Can I second Tanya Wu?
I
if
second
that person
Tanya Wu
isn't
for
here?
city council.
Okay, is that David? Okay.
It is.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Are there any other motions? Okay, the chair now recognizes Kelsey Van Heep.
Thanks, Graham. I motion to endorse Tariq Youssef for position 8.
All right. Well, let me just note that down. Is there a second for Tariq Youssef motion?
Who was that one?
Tariq Youssef? Is there a second? A second? Okay.
Graham, I'll second Carla.
Carla Rogers has seconded. Okay. Any other motions? Any other motions? Yes, the chair recognizes Ted Barker.
Thank you, Graham. I move that we endorse Sanatija Sanchez for position 8, City Council.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Was that Roxanne?
Yes.
Okay. That's all the eligible candidates. So I will recognize speeches for and against in the order in which the motions were made. So the chair recognizes Carla Rogers.
Hi, thank you. While some of you and the majority of voters may have felt that our 2023 council was a bit too left-leaning, the result of the last election has far surpassed a simple level set. It is time to bring back some balance to the council. What we are seeing is an attempt to roll back progressive policies while suggesting unacceptable ways to solve the current budget crisis. From alignment with corporations seeking lower gig worker minimum wages to protect corporate profits, to threatening to repurpose the Jumpstart tax, we must bring balance back to the council. Alexis Mercedes Rank is a representation of that balance. Alexis's story is painted with real life experiences that exposed her to many of the struggles that the people of our community have felt. I'm confident that she will lead with everyday people's lives in mind. Her experience in policy will allow her to dive into the challenges that we face as a city. She's ready to serve the people of Seattle. She has the support of unions, many LDs, elected officials, including Council Member Tammy Morales, who I am confident would be delighted to have Alexis join her on the dais. I hope you'll join me in voting to endorse Alexis. I cede the rest of my time to the candidate.
Thank you so much. My name is Alexis Mercedes Rink. I'm a renter, a queer Latina. I used to be a waitress, and now I'm running for Seattle City Council to fight for a city that works for all of us, not just a select few. And in my public policy career, I've gained a reputation for bringing people together around solutions and making them happen. After getting my master's degree at UW, I've worked as a director and across the political spectrum with 39 cities and with over 100 different organizations. And I was brought to this work because of my upbringing. And I'm a living testament to when we invest in young people, regardless of their beginnings, we can change generations. And we need to protect those investments, and I'm committed to doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any speeches against this motion? Any speeches against? Any speeches against? Okay, so we will move on from speeches on this motion. We'll go to the next one. The chair recognizes Jules Williams to speak to the motion.
I cede my time to the candidate.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Tanya Wu, your newest city council member, neighborhood restaurant owner, affordable housing provider, and community advocate. I grew up on Beacon Hill, now live in Rainier Valley. I went to Schmitz Park Elementary School in West Seattle. Seattle's my hometown and my roots run really deep here. So I've tackled our toughest issues head on. I've organized community safety teams to address public safety issues and converted the historic Louisa Hotel into workforce housing to combat gentrification and displacement. I'm deeply involved in vulnerable communities like the Chinatown International District community, which is considered the poorest neighborhood in the city and on the nation's most endangered neighborhoods list. I advocate for immigrants, refugees, and non-English speakers. And every week I help our unsheltered neighbors connect to resources. And I've been doing that for 4 years. I'm committed to delivering compassionate results. I build relationships and find common ground. I consider myself a true team player with a very simple agenda, and that is to serve you. So I have a couple of priorities I'm hoping to talk about. First, we need to create safe communities for people. Every neighborhood has a different need for safety. We have to be very intentional about the right response to the right situation. Second, we need to invest in resources to address homelessness, resources like addiction treatment, crisis intervention, and programs that bring people inside. And third, we must address the rising cost of living, affordability, especially. With my experience in affordable housing, I'm working on creative solutions to ensure that Seattle remains within reach for everybody. So I'm a proven leader who have been doing the work. I am out with boots on the ground. And these complex issues that we're seeing demand hands-on solution. And I hope to earn your vote. Thank you.
Right on time. Thank you. Okay. Any speeches against this particular motion? Any speeches against? Any speeches against? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on from this motion. The chair now recognizes Kelsey Vanny.
Thanks, Graham. Tarek Youssef is a really important voice we need to hear more of, so I'm going to cede my time to the candidate.
Thank you, Kelsey. Hello, everyone. My name is Tarek Youssef. I was born and raised in the New Holly community and went to school at Edmonds Community College and later at the UW, and I currently live in Fremont. The 34th District has some of the most diverse populace in our state and has seen the biggest impacts of displacement and the increasing cost of housing and sustainability in our neighborhoods. I'm running because the current city council is focused more on working on piecemeal solutions to the different problems we have when we need to take a comprehensive and structural approach that centers voices in our community. My priorities are going to be working on rebuilding the social safety net that I heavily depended on, everything from affordable housing vouchers in Section 9 to King County and Seattle Public Health to the Seattle Promise and other options for education. My second priority is to focus on rebuilding community integration between the city and local government and local organizations. We saw a lot of success in this during the COVID pandemic, and it's time that we empower the communities that have been doing the work on the ground for a number of years. I hope that, sorry, my brain's a little tired. I thank you all for your time, and I look forward to working with you all in the future.
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you. Any speeches against this motion? Any speeches against? All right, hearing no speeches against, we will move on to the last motion. The chair recognizes Ted Barker.
Thanks, Graham. So in my work with the West Seattle Food Bank, which some of you know I'm involved with, I'm involved with some of the organizations that Sonatina have been involved with too. And I know they're helping people who need to be helped that have some really problems. But I didn't know much about her until she spoke to us last month. And I just found the substance of her answers refreshing in this increasingly, vague climate that we move into where people try to say things without giving any details that might be held against them later. I just found it kind of a breath of fresh air. And I think she would offer a great bit of diversity to the city council. And that's why I want to move for endorsement. I'd like to yield the rest of my time to her.
Thank you very much, Ted, and thank you, District 34, for hearing from me today. My name is Sonatina Sanchez. I was raised in Holly Park, Kingway Apartments, and Yesler Terrace by my dad, a farm worker, a ship crew member, and a mechanic, my disabled mother, and a community of neighbors while I helped raise my younger siblings. It takes a village, as they say. I studied at Seattle University and Seattle Central Community College and have been an active community organizer in Seattle for the last 20 plus years, working to help neighbors connect with food, transit, and housing resources. I share currently the lived experience of issues currently confronting Seattleites in a precarious housing situation. When I consider legislation, I ask, what's the goal? Who benefits? Who's harmed? On City Council, I will bring the collaborative, detail-oriented perspective I developed as a software tester, SIF guest relations coordinator, and autistic communications teacher to bridge department silos and help create an equitable and accessible Seattle for all. I'll focus on public services like 24/7, 365 restrooms and parks, so everyone can enjoy the city through safe and accessible spaces. We can confront the $200 million budget deficit by protecting and expanding Jumpstart and enacting new progressive revenue like Seattle Capital Gains Tax. Thank you for your time. I look forward to your support.
Are there any speeches against this motion? Any speeches against? Okay. That means we will close all speeches. And Carla, if you're ready, we will launch this ballot.
Sorry, Graham, do you want the Attorney General ballot too, or do you want the
well, let's
City Council?
Let's
Sorry.
do City Council so we don't confuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many ballots. Give me a second. Oh, actually, I'm going to need another minute. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, while we're
I'm gonna
waiting,
make one more
I'm
edit.
going to recognize Jordan, who's at our decision desk and says we have a result to share.
Yes, so the result that I will share is that is for the Attorney General race with 68 total votes in. We had 34 for Nick Brown, 32 for Mankandingra, and 2 for no endorsement, which means no one hit the 60% threshold, so we will need a second ballot for that. We also, as I was unmuting myself, got results in for the Commissioner of Public Lands race, if you want me to announce that as well. Okay. So with 77 total votes in, Dave Up the Grove got 67, 10 for no endorsement, which means that Dave Up the Grove has won our endorsement with 87% of the vote.
Congratulations, council member, on getting our endorsement. All right, so two things are going to happen. We're going to first do the City Council ballot. Again, someone needs to yield 60% of the vote in order to be endorsed outright. If that doesn't happen, we'll go to a second ballot with the top 2 vote getters needing to again get 60%. And then after that, we will move to a ballot for Attorney General. So that'll be the 2 candidates, and no endorsement is no longer an option. All right, so Carla, are you ready with the City Council one?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, so 2 minutes for
Okay.
City Council. Oh, and let me pull up the slide again, since it's been a little bit of time. So the phone number is at the bottom, 206-290-4076 if you need to text your vote, and be sure to include your name with your vote. So that's 206-290-4076. 30 seconds left to vote. All right, so we will close that ballot. And then whenever you're ready, Carla, we will launch the Attorney General, the second ballot for that. All right, so once again, on this, the candidate needs to get 60%. If they do not, the next step and final step of this process is a motion for dual endorsement. If someone wants to make that motion and someone else wants a second it. Right, about a minute left. I think there's still some votes out there. About 60 people have voted so far. Okay, about 15 seconds left. It looks like everyone that can vote has voted. All right. So we'll go ahead and close that ballot. It's going to take a bit to calculate results. I do want to, we can do some good to the order. And one I want to share is a fundraiser. And I'm going to put details in the chat box. So this is a fundraiser that is coming up this Friday. It is for the Burien minimum wage campaign. And it's being hosted by Sam Mendez from the 33rd LD. So this is obviously something that we very much support and want to get behind. So I hope you all can make it out to that fundraiser event. There's a link to RSVP. There's also a Facebook event page. And I'm now gonna.
It's actually next Friday.
Oh, it's next Friday. I don't know why I thought it was
Yes.
this Friday. Okay, so next Friday.
Because you're half asleep. I get it.
So yes, so okay. Are there any other good of the orders? Yes, Anne. And let me just say before we get into good of the orders, these are for kind of community updates, things that are coming up, things you want to recognize. But I know this is an endorsement meeting. So this is not another opportunity to speak for someone's endorsement. Okay, Anne, go ahead.
Okay, well, the West Seattle Democratic Women on June 20th are going to have a City Council Position 8 forum, Seattle City Council, so that you can hear the candidates answer questions in a more extended format, and also sit down and have a little chat over some dinner. The dinner starts at 6 p.m. It costs $20, which includes a pretty good dinner, beverage, and dessert. I need an RSVP by Friday, June 14th, but you can email me or call or text me. My email number, I can put it in the chat, and my phone number the same. Please come. I think the blog will be covering it so that the candidates get more exposure than they got here. So please join us. Thanks.
Thank you, Ann. Steve?
Yes, I just want to point out this is the outreach season, and we've got events going on all summer. A lot of parades. We got 3 parades. We're doing tabling across the district, and we're also in Summerfest this year, which is a pretty big lift for us. Be 3 days in July, which I'm looking for volunteers to take blue shifts, and I just placed a link to all our events as they are happening now in the chat, in our chat channel for 34th Business. So check it out and come and help out. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. A couple parades coming up too. That always fun to hang out in.
Yep. Well, yeah. Well, we're doing some things with the 33rd too this year. So.
Oh, good. Yeah. Chair recognizes Kelsey.
Thanks, Graham. I want to highlight 2 things. One is our Wednesday night suppers out here in Burien. We are in the Burien Transit Center parking lot serving hot meals that we make to our unhoused neighbors. If anyone's interested in joining, we'd love to have more folks out. And a shout out to our friends in the 33rd who are serving tonight so that those of us in the 34th could be on this call. And then also, I just want to highlight that we launched the Burien Community Fridge, which you can follow on Instagram. It is a community pantry on 10th and 120th in Boulevard Park, which is one of our most food insecure neighborhoods in Burien. We'd love to have contributions. If you'd like to volunteer with us, you can reach out at BurienCommunityFridge@gmail.com. Thank you all.
Kelsey. Chair recognizes Councilmember Mosqueda.
Hi, thank you very much. Just say hello to all the 31st again for all the work you do. Just a quick update as you were looking for general good of the order updates, Chair. Just a few to report back on to the members of the 34th. Thanks so much for all of your support and endorsement of the Crisis Care Center levy. A quick update in our Health and Human Services.
No, I don't know if it's just me. Your connection seems spotty.
If not, that's okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me, anybody?
Your sound's going in and out.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Not so good?
No, it's fine.
Okay, just a quick update from the King County Council. Wanted to thank everybody for all the work that you did on the Crisis Care Center levy. Last Tuesday, we had the chance to pass it out on my committee, Health and Human Services. Today, Pete Van Rightbauer passed it out for the final time in the Regional Policy Committee. And next Tuesday, we'll have the chance to celebrate the final passage of the Crisis Care Center levy implementation plan at King County at 1:30 on Tuesday in Council Chambers. Thank you all so much for all of that work and endorsement last year and for the voter support of that. Really excited to see some of that work getting put into action, including workforce investments and apprenticeship training programs that go into effect immediately. And then second, the comprehensive plan. It was passed in the Land Use Committee meeting last week. Wanted to flag that for you because there's going to be some summer opportunities for engagement, really strong and robust strategies that we're trying to advance for increasing access to housing, cultural space, small business space, and also then preserving wetlands, forest lands, and farmlands. So there will be some summer discussions to be had as the chair is going to continue engaging in some of the affordable housing requirements. So we'll make sure to let the 34th know about that, but really great improvements for White Center and our friends on Vashon Maury Island that are represented here in the 34th. Thanks all for your involvement in those conversations on the comprehensive plan. I know it's wonky, but we got some really good stuff in there. And I'll send you a 2-pager on all of the amendments we got included here soon.
Thank you, council member. All right, the chair now recognizes Randy Wynn.
Thank you. Let me invite all progressives to meet Tuesdays at CNP Coffee, 10:30 to noon, for Postcards for Democracy. We write postcards to register new voters, remind voters of upcoming elections, talk about local politics, and drink coffee. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Chair recognizes Dave Horn.
Yeah, thanks, Graham. Wanted to let people know that Bob Ferguson is coming to an event on Vashon Island on Monday, July 22nd at, I think it'll start at 5:30 p.m. My husband and I are having it at our house. You're all invited. If anybody is interested in volunteering or wants more information now, that would be welcome. And you can just send me a message in the chat. Dave Horn. Thank you.
Actually, Dave, we don't have the chat open to everyone in the meeting because it's an endorsement meeting. If you want to send me your email or phone, I'm happy to put that in the chat for you.
Okay, thanks, Carla.
Sure.
Right. So it looks like, okay, we have a result. So that worked out well. Jordan?
Okay, so results in for the first ballot for Seattle City Council position 8. We had 66 total votes in. With 32 votes, we have Alexis Mercedes Rink. With 21 votes, we have Tanya Wu. 9 votes, Sanatina Sanchez. 3 for no endorsement and 1 for Tariq Youssef. No one earned the endorsement on the first ballot, but we will have a second ballot available. That will include Alexis and Tanya.
Thank you, Jordan.
And Graham, I'm ready with that ballot now.
Oh, you're ready. Okay, great. So we will pop that up. So 2 minutes to vote on either candidate. No endorsement is no longer an option. And the candidate needs to receive 60% to receive a sole endorsement. All right, about a minute left. I will say it's well, I'm not going to jinx it, but if I was going to say something, it'd be something along the lines of this is going smoothly. So, so thanks for everyone for making that happen. Oh, and before I forget, sorry, if you need to text your vote, once again, it's 206-290-4076. That's 206-290-4076. All right, we will go ahead and close that ballot. All right. I think now we kind of wait unless there's any more good of the orders. It's also, if you need a break, good time to dash to the restroom.
There's a question in the chat
Yeah.
for Randy Wynn. What time at CNP is the events on a weekly basis? Tuesdays at CNP. Is it 10:30 to noon, something like that, maybe?
Yes, thank you. They let me say it orally, but it's also in chat. 10:30 to noon. We have a good time. Come drink coffee. Talk politics.
Okay, thank you. Graham, I'll just take a second if you don't mind, just to encourage everyone to put June 28th on your calendar. That is our next pop-up social. We invented these pop-up socials during COVID when we weren't quite ready to, come back in person for big meetings. It's just a great way to get together and talk politics and elections and meet candidates and, just hang out with people of like mind. The pop-up social this month is being held at the Bridge, which is in Morgan Junction, and I hope to see you all there.
Oh, I have the wrong information. Oh, I think I have the wrong.
Oh, that's nope. It's,
Oh,
that's
am I
Friday
wrong?
the 21st.
Oh my gosh, what is going on with my brain?
Okay, so
June
it's at Prost on June
21st.
21st?
28.
That I don't.
No, it's the
Give me a
21st.
second. Well, give me a second because the 21st is I thought we changed it from the 21st, Graham, because we have the convention that day.
Yeah.
And I think that both you and I will be at convention, so we have no host.
Yeah.
Let me
I pulled this
we
from
can just
the
we
newsletter.
can just
Okay.
okay. We can just change it on the fly if we need to. That I have it on my calendar as the 28th.
And do you want it to be at the Bridge?
Gosh, where did I get this? Look, give me a second to check the website. Hold on.
Okay.
I was just going to note that the West Seattle Democratic Women usually meet on the fourth Thursday, but the presidential debate team didn't ask us when they scheduled, and so we have moved our meeting a week forward because, hey, they didn't ask and we didn't feel like arguing.
We should have a poll to see if that debate will actually really happen. I'm still skeptical of that. Okay, Jordan, we have another result.
We do. So we have the results from the second ballot for the Attorney General endorsement with 36 votes. 36 votes went to Nick Brown, 33 to Munkadingra. So neither candidate hit the 60% threshold.
Okay, so that means neither candidate will receive a sole endorsement. I welcome a dual endorsement. So the chair recognizes James Williams.
Chair and members of the 34th, thank you for the very thoughtful voting tonight. It's my honor to move for a dual endorsement for the position of Attorney General.
Is there a second?
Second, Dave Horn.
I don't think we have the ballot up yet. Don't we have to do
Oh,
speeches?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I turned it on.
All right, so we will cancel that ballot out. Sorry, who seconded? I missed that.
Dave Horn.
Okay. All right, so James, I recognize you for 2 minutes to speak in favor of your motion.
Sure, it's clear to me that our friends and neighbors in West Seattle are conflicted is because we have an embarrassment of riches with 2 good candidates, and I see no reason why we couldn't endorse both of them at this time. Am I allowed to yield any of my time to my colleague, Mr. Brown?
You can, because he's a member of the 34th, so.
Well, Mr. Brown, Nick Brown, would you please speak to the audience on this issue?
Well, I think James is right. We've got two good candidates in this race, and I think it makes sense for a dual endorsement.
Thank you very much.
All right. Anyone want to speak against this motion? Anyone want to speak against the motion? All right. So then we will move to a ballot. So the option is either dual endorsement or no endorsement. And I shouldn't have shut my script. I believe dual endorsement needs to get 60% of the vote. Yes, that is correct. So Carla, if you're ready with that.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll leave this open for 2 minutes. And then, yes, our next board meeting is next Wednesday, June 19th at 7 p.m. If you're interested in attending that, you can contact Chair at 34 Dems for details. And then our next membership meeting, I should share, we typically in recent years have not had we've taken 1 month of the summer off, just because usually people are out of town doing things. But so we will be taking July off this year. And our next membership meeting will be on Wednesday, August 14th. I am hoping that we can make that an in-person meeting, so stay tuned for details about that. And we will also provide PCOs an opportunity to pick up their literature. Once it is printed, we'll send out an email message to you all, but we'll likely set up shop at CMP, you know, our favorite place for all things Democrat. So you can pick up your literature there. We'll set up a weekend day that you can pick that up. So stay tuned for details, and obviously we need to endorse all the candidates we intend to endorse before we can print those materials. Okay, about 19 seconds left on this. It looks like most people have already voted though.
You have Gail.
Yes.
Gail wants to speak.
So we're gonna close that ballot. Okay, Gail Summers, yes.
Except I completely forgot what I was asking about. So sorry, ignore it.
Okay, no worries. All right, so where we're at right now is we are awaiting that the AG ballot for dual endorsement to come through and verify that everyone has voted appropriately, and then or everyone who has voted is eligible to vote, and then we will we have the city council second ballot, and again, if no candidate receives 60% of the vote, we will entertain a motion for a dual endorsement on that one.
Yeah.
Hi, Mia. How's GW?
Oh, I think someone needs to mute. Okay, good. Any other good of the orders?
So Graham, I'm gonna make a call on the on the date. The date of the pop-up
Okay.
social will definitely be the 28th, Friday the 28th, and it will be at Prost, which is at the a little south of Admiral Junction on California. They have a great patio in the back. We had a super time last year, and we hope for good weather.
That was a fun place. I always forget the patio is back there.
I have a good of the order.
Yeah.
From Vashon, we'd like to thank Teresa Mosqueda for working with us on an issue we're facing with the next gen flight change path. So a big thank you to Teresa for standing up for her constituents. Thank you.
Any other good of the orders?
You're looking to burn some time, are you, Graham?
Yeah, I didn't write enough vamps.
So the good of the order that I have is don't forget to get your Pride magazine with all the events across the city that will be happening. And on the cover of that magazine, there's someone you might know. So don't forget to get your Pride magazine with all the events, Pride events happening.
Are you the cover model?
Well, there's a bunch of pictures on there is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know we have some elected officials that have joined us. So if any of you all want to share any updates from your respective offices, yeah, Senator Nguyen.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Just wanted to say thank you so much for all the work that you've done so far in support of all the candidates. Especially want to be thankful for the no on 2117. I think as we face a lot of the issues within Washington State and the globe, climate change obviously is one of the most important ones that we have here. And we're seeing, as you know, a attempt to roll back a lot of the great things that we've done by one moderately wealthy conservative person who came here from California who is bitter about having to pay more taxes to actually pay his fair share. So I know the 34th is heavily invested on climate action. So I'm very much thankful for your work and looking forward to engaging over this campaign across all levels as well. So thank you so much and continue all the great things you're doing, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Well, Seattle's looking nice today. Looking forward to getting back there tomorrow.
Yes. This is of Alki, off Alki.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right.
Oh, I'm at Anna's house.
Jordan said we have a result for city council. So, Jordan.
We do. So, so Alexis Mercedes Rink got 43 votes. Tanya Wu got 25, which means that Alexis has earned our endorsement with 63.24% of the vote.
Right, well, congratulations, Alexis. And thank you to all of the candidates who participated in that race. Thank you. And so I guess we are just waiting on this one last vote, and then we will close out. We will adjourn for the night.
Graham, this is the shortest endorsement meeting that I have experienced in my 6 years. So congratulations. Usually they end about 10 p.m. or midnight or 1 or whatever.
It's 11:11, so making a wish here. Okay, but yeah.
No kidding. I couldn't
Yeah,
agree
remember,
with more.
he's three hours ahead of us, so.
Back in the old days
I
of
would just-
being in person with paper ballots, this would have been easily past 11. No problem.
No, come on, we would have done better.
Yeah, you
I will
guys
just-
were very efficient counting the vote the last time. I mean, this is also kudos to the endorsement committee again, because we spread out the endorsements in the first half of the year too. So we didn't have them all in this meeting. So that's also very helpful.
I will just say, as a statewide candidate, and Maka can second me on this, it is not always this way.
I prefer the no drama approach. All right, so Jordan, whenever you and Hannah are ready, barge in. And I'll just say, for all the candidates who are interested, we will have official results posted that Jordan will put together. All right, Jordan, I saw you were typing, then you went away. Not ready yet.
I was typing, but you told me to barge in, so here I am.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
So results are in for the dual endorsement of the Attorney General's race. We had 69 total votes submitted, 63 of them to approve the dual endorsement. So we have dual endorsed in that race with 91.3% of the vote.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you to everyone who voted. Thank you. Congratulations to Nick Brown. Congratulations, Senator Dingra. You will both be on our endorsement materials. And I will also want to thank again our great group that put this together tonight, Carla, Jordan, Hannah, Anne. So thank you all again for making this a smooth process. And with that, we will adjourn the meeting at are there any objections to adjourn the meeting?
None whatsoever. So
Okay.
moved.
Then we...
No, it's not 11.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll adjourn the meeting at 8:14 p.m. All right. Congratulations, everyone. Have a good night. I'm going to.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you all.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone.